the school teach you about money? And the answer is nothing. And that's not a mistake. That's not an accident. I knew that. Most people know that. But the way to keep the poor and middle class working hard is never teach them what the rich know. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge, but knowledge empowers imagination. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You got to know that stuff, but they don't teach it in school to anybody. The game the bankers and the rich play is different than what they teach you in school. Because the school system will never teach you about money. The school system was designed to teach you to be an employee, which is important, or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. So I remember raising my hand when I was 9 years old, talking to my fourth grade teacher, and I said, when am I going to learn about money? And she was this woman who should have retired 50 years earlier. She was so sick and tired of kids by this time. She says, the love of money is the root of all evil. And she says, we don't teach money at school. I said, why not? She says, go ask your father. My father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and said, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job.
Most people are brainwashed when it comes to money. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed.
Because you're the same type of person who will say, I can't afford it. I can't do that. That's the problem. It's up here. It's the real estate between this ear and that ear. I can't do that. Most of my family say, I can't afford it. My father taught him to say that. My mother taught him to say that. My rich dad should never say that. Never say, I can't afford it. My rich dad forbade his son and me to say the words, I can't. He says, ask yourself, how can I? How can I do it? Lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. That's why they're poor. They have a poor mindset. So instead of figuring out how to raise money, it's just really easy to be a loser. And I call them losers. It pisses them off. Because we all have the power, if we wanted to not be poor if we learned how to raise money. If you don't take risks, you don't get smarter.
Yeah.
So you may know the answer, but you can't do anything.
Key to success is actually failure, except in school. In school, if you make a mistake, you're labeled stupid. Make too many mistakes, you're a failure. Mistakes are the only way we learn. God designed us to learn by making mistakes. For example, when a baby falls down, they stand back up. If they don't fall down and stand back up, they never learn how to walk. So the reason most people, in my opinion, are not successful financially is because they went to school. And they learned that failure is bad, when in actuality, if you make a mistake and learn from your mistakes, you get smarter and richer.
Every time I failed, it was like, good. I said, okay, what have I learned? And the average person, the reason they're poor is they haven't failed. They play it so safe. They haven't made any mistakes like they're taught in school. That means they don't learn.